All right, so there's guys out there who are negative, pessimistic, judgmental. They constantly feel this ball of like anxiety, guilt, shame, and fear brewing up inside of them, yet they can't figure out how to let that weight go. They act tough on the outside, but actually they're extremely, extremely lonely on the inside and in their private life, right? And they struggle a lot on the social and dating aspect of things. Whereas there's other guys out there who have a sick social and dating life. They don't feel the need to be perfect and they put themselves out there completely. They're a lot more positive and they enjoy life a lot more. I'm going to talk about what I think is the difference here. I was like the former guy for a long time and I was heading straight towards a life of misery. And I'll talk about how I was able to get out of that. Without further ado, let's dive into it. I remember clearly I was sitting in college, right? So this was like the first day of college. I'm sitting down over here. There's a guy and two girls beside me who I've just met, and we're talking. And I'm all up in my head and inside, my chest. I'm feeling like this ball of guilt, anxiety, shame, and fear. And I'm all in my head thinking like, oh, what's the cool thing to say next? Because I struggle a lot with anxiety. I struggle with anxiety all my life. I still struggle with it, but I'm in a lot better place than I was, right? So I'm all in my head. Oh, what should I say next? What's gonna be like the cool thing to say next? And things like this. And I'm not even enjoying the social aspect. I'm not even enjoying the social moment because I'm all up in here, right? And this was not an exceptional moment for me. This was literally how my life was on a daily basis, right? Daily basis. Now, I want to talk about my background for a sec. Why did I even get into self improvement? Well, I got into self improvement because I had basically a non existent dating life all throughout elementary school, high school, college. So I was trying to scratch that itch to finally get some women in my life. So, but honestly, to feel like I was worth something, right? And also, I was never the cool kid throughout my life, again, through elementary school, high school, college. So I was trying to scratch that itch as well to become cool, right? And I realistically, I always felt out of place, right? No matter which friend group I joined, no matter which group of people I was with, no matter the situation, I always, always just felt super out of place, like I didn't belong. Like the OGs will know the song "Somewhere I Belong" by Linkin Park. That's how I felt on a daily basis, day in day out. Just didn't feel like I actually fit in anywhere, right? And these are the things that led me on to self improvement. Now, my life back then, back during this example I gave of when I was sitting down with those three people. My life back then was just straight misery. Like I'd go out, I'd be feeling this anxiety, guilt, shame, fear inside. And then I'd come back home. And because I was on a self improvement path, I knew I should be doing productive things. But instead, I'd like waste time on my phone, play video games, like go jerk off or something. And then I'd feel even more guilt about that. So I'm already feeling like this anxiety, guilt, shame, and fear. And on top of that, I'm wasting my time. Now I'm feeling even more guilt, right? So it's just a miserable, miserable time. And the cycle would repeat and repeat and repeat, right? This leads me to the first point I want to make. You have to really sit down and be brutally, brutally honest with yourself about what it is that you want and what are you currently doing about it. For me, it was clear I wanted to improve my dating life and improve my social life. But when the opportunity would actually come to go out and socialize, to go out and put myself out there, I wouldn't fully capitalize on those opportunities. I'd be making some excuses. Oh, I can't go out today. Oh, I can't do this today. Oh, actually, now is probably not a good time. And or I just straight up put a band-aid on it and say, oh, actually, my social skills are fine. Oh, actually, my dating skills, they're not half bad. When I knew inside both my social skills and dating skills sucked. They needed major, major overhaul, major improvements, right? So you got to sit down and really be brutally honest with yourself. What is it in your life that you want to work on and you want to work on improving right now, right? Don't lie to yourself. And part of the issue here is these people also in the self-improvement and other spaces who lie to themselves as well, and then becomes like this echo chamber where they'll say, oh, modern women just suck. Oh, people just suck. That's why I can't get along with anyone. LOL. Like, no, take that thought, throw it out the window, right? We don't listen to those people. Look, if like in your relationships, whether dating relationships or social relationships, you got to realize you are the only constant. So if you've dated like these five women here and it hasn't been a great experience all throughout these five relationships, the only constant was you. If you've had like, multiple friend groups or whatever, 5 friend groups, and that's all sucked. The only constant throughout that is you, right? So now there's two possibilities. Either all of these people suck and they just can't see the greatness in you or whatever, or your social and dating skills just suck and you need improvement there, right? And we're not going to fall into this victim mentality of, oh, other people just suck, I'm totally fine. Like, no. Okay, let's work on improving ourselves and getting better. So that's the first thing, being brutally honest with yourself. Now, next thing I remember, I was laying in bed with this girl, right? This is I think a few years ago now, but I'm laying in bed with this girl. We're both laying down, and she's probably one of the most attractive girls that I've been with. This was a casual relationship, and I remember I'm in my head, and I'm thinking, why are you with me? You know, that's what I was thinking. Bro, I literally felt bad for girls who like me. Because I was like, you realize I'm a loser, right? Like, why do you like me? This is how poor and terrible my self-esteem and my self-image was, right? This leads me to the second point I'm trying to make. As you walk this path of self-improvement, right? As you're brutally honest with yourself, be ready for some serious, serious internal work, right? Like for me in this case, if what I said sounds relatable at all, you got to think about like why do you think of yourself as such a piece of crap? You have such terrible self-esteem. Where did that come from, right? Why do you assume yourself to be that? And the path to kind of figuring these things out and overcoming them will involve things like therapy, right? It'll involve things like actually doing what your heart is saying. So that comes back to the being honest with yourself. Your heart is telling you, oh, you need to improve your social skills. You need to improve your dating skills, yet you're just, not listening to it. And it's going to involve actually pursuing your interests. Like for me, an interest for a long time was fighting, right? But I didn't really feel like manly enough to fight. I felt too timid. Oh, well, how will I be able to do it? But inside, I always wanted to do it. And now I'm going out and I'm doing it. I just had my first boxing fight the other day. I got beat. It is what it is. And that would have scared the crap out of me before. Oh, I'm gonna go in and fight, and then if I get beat, everyone's gonna be watching, and it's gonna be embarrassing. But no, I got out and did it. I went out and did it. I got beat. It is what it is, right? These were just some of the steps that helped me to improve, and I'm still improving. Of course, I'm far from perfect right now. So maybe your steps will look different. That I can't quite say. But one thing I can say is, again, be honest with yourself and be ready for some serious internal work. And don't stress about perfection, right? That's another issue I had. I'll talk about, like, that's a whole separate topic I could talk about in another video. But don't try to be like perfect. Like what some of the thoughts that were going on in my mind, oh, I can't go out and date until I have like a six pack and a sharp jawline and I make a lot of money. Then I can go out and date. Like, no, you can go out and improve your life right now. There's no reason to wait for some form of perfection before you can go out and do these things, right? And part of the issue here is people who use band-aid solutions, right? Like, for example, if we can take the dating example, there's going to be guys out there who, instead of actually going out and improving themselves, they're going to be like, oh, I use this technique, bro. I use this tactic, and this works, bro. You got to try this, bro. Screw self-improvement. Try this tactic, bro. Like, take that thought, throw out the window. All right? We don't listen to those people. These tactics, these techniques, they're ultimately band-aid solutions to try to make you look cooler or try to make you look more alpha or whatever it may be. Those will crumble over time because that's not the real you. You're acting like, oh, super playboy or whatever it is. Like, that's not you, bro. Right? If it was you, you wouldn't need all these techniques. You wouldn't need all 10 techniques to act like it. Do you get what I'm saying? So these are band-aid solutions. These people put band-aid solutions and present them to us as if they're real solutions, right? They're giving you a horrible framework for life, and I really hope you can see past that, right? We're not interested in band-aid solutions. We're interested in real long-term solutions, right? Now, to sum that all up, I believe if you want to avoid being miserable for the rest of your life, be brutally honest with yourself and then be ready to do the internal work that comes out of that brutal, honest conversation with yourself, right? Now, I just want to end this video off by saying, hey, be kind to yourself throughout this process. This is not an easy process whatsoever. right? It's hard, but it's worth it. With the boxing story, I'm just going to elaborate on that. I went into my fight. I'm standing in the ring. I remember seeing my opponent across from me, ready to fight. And it was a 3-round fight. After the first round, I was exhausted. I was done. Like, cardio was gone, right? I literally at that time, I didn't even want to fight anymore, if I'm being honest with you. That's how tired I was. And then for the next 2 rounds, I was basically just trying to stay alive, right? And I got beat, right? And again, before previously, that would have been so scary for me because there were people watching, and I'm getting hit with like some real good punches, and that would have been embarrassing for me. Oh, if I lose this fight, people are gonna think I'm less of a man. Oh, if I get hit a lot, I'm gonna look weak. I'll look like a coward, whatever it may be. But I went out and did it, and I'm proud of myself for doing it, right? So again, we don't have to strive for perfection. We don't have to know, just go out and do it, right? It will be tough. Of course, it hurts. It's not like I'm hyped about losing the fight, but I'm proud of myself for going out and doing it, right? Another story that I can give to kind of drive the point home that this is not going to be some perfect process. There will be pain along the way. Is I remember, I was on Tinder the other day swiping. This is like a few months ago. I see this cute girl. We match. We set up a date to meet. I show up to the date, and guess what? There's nobody there. I waited for like 30, 40 minutes. Of course, no one showed up, right? So straight up ghosted, right? And obviously that hurt. I'm not going to act like, that didn't hurt at all. I'm always like, no, it hurt. It was honestly a pretty hurtful experience. But it's just the way the cookie crumbles sometimes, right? And this is also the way I've been able to improve my self-esteem, because I realized at that point, hey, would I really want to, like, regardless of whether that would have worked out or not, right? Like, if I knew that I'm on a date with someone who treats other people, like let's assume for a second she actually showed up to the date, but I found out somehow, either she told me or otherwise, that she treats other people like that, where she'll just straight up flake, ghost, waste people's time, not even show, like, say you're gonna show up and not show up, right? I'd like, my self-esteem is at the point now where I'd be like, actually, you know what? I don't want to date you. I don't want to be with someone who treats other people like that. I feel that's a terrible way to treat another human being. So thanks, but no thanks, right? So you're going to feel your self-esteem improving. You're going to feel your confidence improving day by day by day, but it won't be an easy process. And I just want you to imagine for a second. Imagine you take this advice, you run with it, and your dating life is improving day by day by day. You're putting yourself out there. Again, there will be painful moments. Sometimes there's going to be rejection and those things, completely, totally. But over the long run, your dating life is improving day by day by day. Your money is improving day by day by day, because now instead of, just pretending that, oh, you don't want to make money, you actually go, you work hard, and you're starting to make boatloads of money, right? Let's say you had a similar dream to me where you wanted to be a good fighter. So now you're putting yourself out there. Okay, maybe the first fight you got beat, and it took you a while to kind of get the hang of it. But now your fighting skills are improving day by day by day, and you're confident. If someone ever steps to you in the street, you have to be in a self-defense situations, you step up to that situation with extreme confidence, right? And most importantly, your confidence and self-esteem is improving day by day by day. Imagine that. And that's the path you're on. Hey, keep working hard. I believe in you. But frankly, what I believe doesn't matter. What you believe matters. So I hope you believe in yourself too. And that's all I got for this video. Thank you so much for watching. Ultimately, I want this to be our positive little community where we help each other, support each other, and help each other get to the next level in life. So please come join the community. I'll leave my Instagram, TikTok somewhere here. Please do support there as well. Please do like, comment, subscribe. I'll talk to you later. Peace.